Yo, what going on YouTube? It's your boy Odyssey. I'm back here with another video. Okay, today I'm reacting to the top 10 animals that hate each other. Honestly, I don't like cats. That's like, I think the main animal I just don't like. I can put up with a cat for certain people, but like, I don't like cats for me. I don't. Let's get into it.
Alright, let's just air this all out. There's always this one person that you really hate for one reason or another. The same is true in the
one person that I really hate. Yeah.
animal kingdom. There are just some animals you can't stand the sight of another animal.
Basically, it's your pit person. You know, from Screaming of the Lambs. That one person that you will always put in your pit, and you say, "It puts the lotion in its basket."
Today you're going to learn about animal rivalries that you probably never even heard of. Number one is the battle of the big boys, so make sure you stay tuned for that.
Big boys.
That said, here are 10 animals that hate each other. Technically 20 because each entry comes in pairs, but
that's true.
Semantics. On with the video. Let's begin, shall we? Number 10. Sperm whales and giant squids.
Yeah.
Let's start this video off big.
I've heard of this. I heard of a sperm whale and a colossal squid. They don't like each other.
Well, with two of the largest animals in the world that absolutely hate each other. Sperm whales range from 49 to 59 feet and can dive as deep as 3,280 feet. And that's probably where they find their mortal enemy and also delicious prey, the giant squid. If you're somehow living under a rock and don't know what a giant squid is, they are deep-sea creatures that can be the real...
Oh, come on, fam. Hershey's. I like the Hershey. Personally, I like the white Hershey's chocolate more than the dark Hershey. What's in them ads, bruh? Oh, I'm saying, fam. What?
Versions of the mighty mythological Kraken. The biggest of these creatures that was ever found measured 59 feet. Fights between these two behemoths can be epic. Unfortunately, the fights between those giants happen at such deepness that it's never been caught on tape.
Imagine
How do we know that these events even occur, though?
Imagine like you get like a personal front row seat of a fight between a sperm whale and a giant colossal squid, and you're just eating your popcorn watching them fight. You know how
it's common to find sperm whales with scars that match the giants.
If somebody actually got like a deep submersion, so like a camera or something, and put it down there and like recorded this, it would make a good movie, fam.
With tentacles as well as indigestible squid body parts in its stomach.
Jeez, look at
the sperm whale dives, searching for food and engage in a life and death contest with the giant squids, and it's not that impossible to imagine an outcome that is much favorable for the whales. Number 9. Lions and hyenas.
Yeah, I know that. Cats versus dogs.
If you watch the
Lion
King movies, and at this point who hasn't really,
hyenas are
certainly
pack
remember
animals.
the rivalry between the lions and the hyenas. They were terrified of Mufasa, but used to chase little Simba.
Mufasa.
Lions are much stronger than hyenas, so you would consider it a very one-sided contest, but in reality, the outcome isn't always the same every time.
Sometimes they kill the lions because they're hunting packs.
The same prey and resources since the beginning of their history. When two species of animal fight for the same food, tensions between them increase, dictated by deeply ingrained survival instincts. As we have said, lions are much stronger, but the hyena population is much larger. And it's this difference in numbers that can dictate the outcome of an encounter between these two
attacking them from all directions, fam.
In short, when a clan of hyenas face a pride of lions, nobody can tell for sure what's about to happen. Number 8. Honeybees and Asian giant hornets. Giant Asian hornets, like their name suggests, are huge 2-inch hornets that can fly up to 15 miles per hour. They have a particular liking for honeybee larvae, which they feed to their young, and that is the premise of their long-standing rivalry with honeybees. Asian giant hornets invade honeybees' hives, searching for the larvae while destroying everything in the process.
That's messed up,
with large mandibles,
so basically you go and eat their babies?
And these guys are so efficient at dispatching bees that a single hornet can take down 20 bees in a minute. At this point, you're probably thinking the bees can't do anything to fight back. Well, the truth is, they have developed an incredible defense against these invaders. When a hornet finds a hive, the bees do not try to stop it. Instead, they let it in and fall right into their trap. They surround the hornet, forming a bee ball, and start to vibrate, heating up the hornet until it is literally cooked alive. This is one of the most spectacular defense mechanisms in nature. And also pretty terrifying, too.
What?
Number 7.
It is terrifying, though.
Cobras and
Where's the-
mongooses.
Yeah, I've heard about this.
Proper
I've heard about this.
polarization aside, you probably think that no animal would be crazy enough to go toe-to-toe, or in this case, paw to fang, with a venomous snake, right?
But mongooses
Well,
are
the
dangerous
mongoose
just
is
as
here to
well.
prove us wrong. This fearless animal regularly dukes it out with cobras, and more often than not, can come out on top. Mongoose are found mostly in Africa. Depending on the species, they range in size from as small as 7 inches and as large as 2 feet.
7 inches.
They eat almost anything. Birds, small rodents, frogs, reptiles, insects, as well as fruits, nuts,
Yeah,
and
the
seeds.
animal kingdom is
These
vicious,
mammals
bro.
live in areas where cobras also call home, so encounters between the two animals are inevitable. However, the mongoose is biologically equipped to go face-to-face with their venomous foes.
Jeez, the cobra's trying to run
Mongooses have
away and he's
specialized
just not letting
type-alarm
him.
receptors that make them resistant or even immune to snake venom. This characteristic gives the mongoose
As
an
long as the
advantage over
mongoose
his
doesn't sit,
adversary
like,
and
right in
explains
front of
why
the-
mongooses can kill cobras.
The cobras. That means the cobra can
6.
strike it.
White sharks and killer whales. Most people believe that the
Killer
great white
whales are
shark
very
dominates the
dangerous,
seas
though.
without having to worry about other animals, and that belief
Sharks,
is
bro.
not at all unfounded.
Yo,
I mean, who would dare to face such a terrible beast, am I right?
Freaking ocean is
Well,
dangerous,
the
bro.
ocean's actually full of surprises, and most of all, full of terrible, giant creatures.
Terrible.
And one of those giant creatures just happens to be the one that the great white shark fears the most.
There's like a lot to explore in the ocean, but most of the people are freaking terrified of some of these niggas out in the ocean, bro.
Killer whale. Killer whales, also known as orcas, can weigh up to 12,300 pounds and reach 31 feet, while the great white shark usually weighs up to
Jesus.
2,200 pounds and reaches
Bro, you
about
know the
16
problem
feet.
that they're like so much more
Now,
massive
how
than
would
we
a
are.
fight
That's the
between these two
problem.
behemoths end up? Actually, we have an answer to that. Observers in Farallon Islands witnessed a real encounter between these two sea giants. According to them, the orca went out of its way and changed its course in order to attack the great white. The orca
He's
ran the
killer-
shark
he's
on
a
the
killer,
flank,
so
leaving
killer
it very
whale.
confused, then took it from behind, turning it upside down and eventually drowning it. They do this because orcas love eating the nutritious shark liver. This only goes to show that even the mightiest of predators can also fall prey to someone even more powerful, and also that killer whales are metal. Number 5.
What the?
Ants and termites. It's hard to
I
root for
guess so.
termites, especially if you're on the
'Cause they
receiving
eat the
end of
wood.
the destruction that they can bring, especially to your house. But in this battle of the insects, you can't help but fear
Creepy
for them,
ass.
because this is probably the
Some people
most
actually like bugs,
one-sided
and
rivalry
I
in the
don't.
entire
fam.
animal kingdom.
Fam. It's not for
Termites
me.
spend years building their mounds. These mounds can reach over 17 feet tall and contain millions of these tiny insects. Sometimes it takes them 5 long years to build such a mound, only to get invaded by their mortal enemies. Yes, that's right, the ants.
I mean, seeing them from
Termites
far
are the ants
distance,
as
it doesn't
bees are the
really
hornets.
bother me. But
Excellent
like, bro,
food
seeing them
source.
close up,
Ants
it's
will
just
invade
ugh.
termite mounds and decimate its occupants. To add insult to injury, ants then take over ownership of the mound the termites spend
Oh, that's
years
messed
to
up,
build.
bro. That's messed up.
Termites don't stand much of a chance against the ant army, and they're
But ants are more though. How you just gonna go into somebody's house, kill off their babies, kill them, and then take their house? Yo, the animal
possibility
kingdom
of
is
trying
fucked
to
up,
avoid the
man.
ants from entering the mound. Termites will usually lose this war, but sometimes they manage to seal off some of the nests and protect some of the colony.
Jeez.
Number 4. Polar bears and walruses.
Polar bears!
Polar bears are giant beasts from the Arctic.
I like polar bears
Adult
and
can reach
pandas,
8 feet
you
and
know
weigh
what
up to
I'm saying?
1,600 pounds.
I just like
They're
them.
actually in contention for being
Polar
the
bears are
largest
hella
of all
dangerous,
bears,
though.
with the grizzly bear being another contender. Polar bears usually hunt seals, but when
Walruses,
food is
bro.
scarce, they
Look at them
sometimes
teeth,
aim for
fam.
something bigger. A lot bigger. That is why walruses hate polar bears. A walrus is a very dangerous prey for polar bears. It ranges from 7.25 to 11.5 feet and
and
can
they
weigh
are
up to
heavy,
1.5
fam.
tons. That is
Some
twice
hefty
as heavy as
boys.
a polar bear. They also have 2 3 feet long tusks that can be used as powerful weapons. When a polar bear tries to attack a walrus, it's basically a
Jeez.
toss-up.
Look
The
at
bear
the
is
teeth.
stronger and a natural predator, but walruses don't have to come to fight unarmed. Their long and sharp tusks are enough to penetrate the bear's skin. In fact, there are
Obviously.
many cases of polar bears found dead or severely
Damn.
wounded by walrus tusks. Polar bears would generally stay away from walruses, but they will take their chances when extremely hungry. Most of the times they will be successful, but sometimes, well, they sustain serious and even fatal damage.
Wounded.
Number 3.
Animal kingdoms.
Pythons and alligators.
Ah.
Burmese pythons originally came
Yo,
from
snakes.
Southwest Asia, but they were somehow introduced to the Everglades.
Jesus, I want to see that again,
Burmese
fam. He
pythons
bit his.
originally came from Southwest
He
Asia,
bit
but
his
they were
leg and then the
somehow
nigga
introduced to the
cut him and the
Everglades
nigga
National
chomp.
Park, where they coexist with American alligators. Believe me though,
Snakes,
this isn't a
I
peaceful
don't like snakes, bro.
coexistence. Male American alligators reach, on average, 11.2 feet and can weigh up to 1,000 pounds and also pack an armor made of bony plates. Burmese pythons, on the other hand, range from 16...
Ugh. Alligator, if you want to know, an alligator's intestine or gut is extremely poisonous. They used to use it as poison.
...to 23 feet
in
and
Africa.
weigh up to 200 pounds. They kill their prey by constriction,
Jesus.
squeezing until it suffocates. They're also great swimmers, being able to stay underwater for over 30 minutes.
And the
American
fact that
alligators
their
and Burmese
mouths
pythons
can
will not
open
usually
up
go
to
out
the
of their
size
way
of a
to
freaking
antagonize one
alligator
another.
and more than
But when
that.
they do come across each other,
I've seen a
all
snake
hell
swallow an
breaks
entire
loose.
goat.
There is
Yo,
something
Africa-
unusual about
Africa's
this
fucked up.
animosity, though, is that either one can be prey for the other. The only
He's trying to
difference is
creep
that
on
the
that
gator will
nigga.
eat piece by piece, and the python's going to swallow its meal whole. Now it's time for the day's best pick.
I mean, some people
Today's
actually do
best
like
pick is
snakes.
a rivalry that
Hippos.
plays out in sub-Saharan
Hippos,
Africa and
hippos.
involves two of the most aggressive and unpredictable animals in the world. Number
Hippos'
2.
jaws, bro. When they catch you.
Crocodiles and hippos.
Crocodiles and
The
hippos.
herbivorous mammals
Hippos
weigh
are really
between
dangerous,
1.5 and 4 tons, and they can
Every
grow up to
animal is
14
dangerous
feet
in their
long.
own right if you really
Nicknamed
think
river
about it.
horses by ancient Greeks, the animals spend up to 16 hours each day lumbering along the bottoms of rivers and lakes in sub-Saharan Africa, with only their eyes and nostrils bobbing above the surf. Although they primarily feed on plants, in fact munching on about 80 pounds of grass each day, hippos are one of the most aggressive animals on Earth. They can snap a canoe in half with their powerful jaws, and they kill about 500 people in Africa each year. Living alongside them are crocodiles, one of the fiercest predators in the world. Although they try to stay away from hippos, they can't resist having a bite if they see a juicy...
Yo, but you see a juicy hippo walking by, you're like, you know, I'm finna eat
Do
that.
this.
That sounded
Remember,
kinda
it's so
weird.
one day we can all
That
go back
sounded
to
hella
doing this.
weird. That sounded
This
really weird.
and this. Protect yourself and others from COVID-19.
Don't man, she's from Canada. Come on, I wanna
swim by, kind of like a baby hippo. Of course, this makes Mama Hippo
Jesus.
very mad. And given
He's
how
like,
aggressive
wait, what
these
you want
animals
from me? You want
are,
the
it
smoke?
usually ends up
You want the
bad.
smoke?
Number 1. Elephants and rhinos.
Elephants and
Ranging
rhino.
from 8.2 to 13 feet,
I didn't know
African
that.
elephants are the biggest land animals on the planet. They can weigh up to 14,000 pounds and eat 300 pounds of
The
food in a
mouse and
single
elephant
day.
theory.
Rhinoceroses are smaller, but still big.
Jeez,
They
look at the
range from
horn, how
4.5
pointy
to
the
6
horn
feet
is.
and can weigh up to 3,000 pounds. These two African giants compete for the same space, so an encounter between them is not uncommon. Elephants are usually peaceful creatures, but a
Yeah.
musk period can easily change that.
They are
During
very
musk
dangerous,
period,
but they're
elephants
peaceful.
become extremely aggressive and will probably attack anything that crosses its path, including rhinos. Elephants can easily take down rhinos, crushing them with their tremendous weight. In February of
Niggas is throwing
2000, a
sand.
young group of orphaned elephants at an African park was reported to have actively hunted down and killed 36 rhinos. In this
36
case,
rhinos.
elephants developed an extremely aggressive behavior, and this may have happened because of the lack of adult supervision. Know of any other animals that can't stand one another?
I'm sorry, but this thumbnail, Why is the rhino wearing a freaking set of armor? 10 animals we still haven't been able to domesticate. There's a lot of animals that you haven't been able to domesticate. Oof, I said that wrong. Domesticate. Anyway, it's been your boy Odyssey. I mean, people have domesticated snakes, elephants, crocodiles, alligators. I've never seen somebody with a pet rhino. So, something to think about, you know.
Is it too much to ask for? Yeah. Can I put my lips on your skin, babe? Much to ask for?